My stepmom texted, "Don't come to Thanksgiving." I replied, "Fine. I'm stopping the $3,000 per month I send for Dad's nursing home." She showed up at my door at 2 a.m., soaked from the rain, clutching a grocery bag like it was a confession. I'm Alex Harper, 37, senior product manager at a fintech startup in Austin, Texas. I clear just over $200,000 a year before taxes. No wife, no kids, just a rescue mutt named Juno who thinks every delivery guy is a threat. My condo overlooks Lady Bird Lake. On quiet nights, I can hear the bats under Congress Bridge. I've been single for 3 years. Ever since my ex decided long distance to Dallas every weekend wasn't sustainable. The Dallas part was dead. Robert Harper, retired high school history teacher, diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's at 64. 4 years ago, he forgot how to tie his shoes. 3 years ago, he stopped recognizing my childhood photos. 2 years ago, he moved into Willow Creek Memory Care, a low-slung brick facility off Northwest Highway with hydrangeas out front and a koi pond nobody's allowed to feed. The basic Medicaid rate covers a shared room and powdered eggs. The private suite with the south-facing window, the music therapist who plays Springsteen on Tuesdays, the pureed salmon that doesn't taste like cardboard, those cost extra. $3,000 a month, every month, auto-drafted from my Chase account on the 1st. I never asked for a thank you card. I just wanted Dad to keep his window. Linda, Dad's wife of 12 years, my stepmom in the legal sense only, lives in the house I grew up in, a 3-bedroom ranch in Plano with the same yellowed blinds since 1998. She's 55, former real estate agent who still says Circle Prospect in casual conversation. Her Instagram is a pastel fever dream, sunrise yoga, turmeric lattes, captions like grateful for this season of abundance. She married Dad when I was 25, fresh out of UT with a CS degree and a signing bonus. I shook her hand at the courthouse, told her I was glad Dad wasn't alone. She smiled like she'd won something. The family tree is a mess of half-siblings and resentments. Kayla, Linda's daughter from her first marriage, 22, community college sophomore majoring in influencer marketing. Yes, that's a real degree now. She lives in the Plano house rent-free, drives Linda's old Lexus, posts ring light thirst traps with captions about building my empire. Mason, my half-brother, 17, born when I was 20, spends his days in the basement with RGB lights and a $3,000 gaming PC. I bought him for Christmas 2 years ago because Linda said, he needs something to focus on besides those violent games. There's also Aunt Denise, Dad's sister, who lives in Frisco and still sends Facebook memes about essential oils curing dementia. And cousin Travis, 35, unemployed crypto bro who once asked me to spot him $5,000 for an NFT that turned out to be a pixelated shrimp. Thanksgiving used to be sacred. Dad deep-fried the turkey in the driveway while I manned the green bean casserole with the crispy onions. Mom died when I was 12, ovarian cancer, 6 months from diagnosis to funeral. So holidays were Dad and me against the world. Linda showed up fashionably late with store-bought pies and a new boyfriend every other year. After the diagnosis, the tradition shrank first to paper plates, then to whatever the facility served. Last year I brought Whataburger honey butter chicken biscuits because Dad still lights up at the smell. Linda posted a photo of the 3 of us, Dad mid-bite, me in a paper pilgrim hat the aides made, her airbrushed selfie smile. Caption, family is what you make it. I liked it out of reflex. Kayla commented, goals. Mason didn't show. This year the invite never came. I figured I'd drive up anyway, same as always. Then Wednesday, November 15th, hit like a freight train. I was in the office kitchen reheating brisket from Franklin Barbecue when the Helpful Hens group chat, Linda's rebrand after Dad moved in, exploded. First a photo, the dining table set for 12, orange candles flickering, a charcuterie board the size of a manhole cover with prosciutto roses and those little corn icons nobody eats. Then her text, no punctuation, just venom, don't come to Thanksgiving. I stared until the microwave beeped itself silent. My coworker Marcus walked in, saw my face, backed out without a word. I opened the thread. Kayla dropped a laughing crying emoji followed by deadass. Mason posted a gif of Michael Scott screaming, and oh God, please and oh. Linda added a turkey icon and a gif of a woman flipping her hair. Aunt Denise chimed in with a praying hands emoji. Cousin Travis wrote, LMAO drama, no one tagged me, no one explained. I screenshotted every message, closed the app, and felt my pulse in my teeth. I drove home in a daze, Juno greeting me with her usual tornado of tail and guilt. I poured a bourbon neat and opened the Chase app, found the scheduled transfer labeled Willow Creek, Dad, paused it. Effective immediately. I'd been paying since the diagnosis insurance covered the shared room baseline, but the memory care wing, the one-on-one aids, the heated blanket that kept Dad from shivering at night, those were on me. Linda had promised to chip in when the market picked up. The market never did. I kept every invoice, every Venmo request she'd sent for incidentals like Dad's special socks, or the $180 weighted blanket, or the $75 per month for the premium cable package, so he could watch Rangers games. 96 payments, $288,000 total. I opened Excel, created a new sheet, Dad expenses, column A, date. Column B, amount. Column C, payee. Column D, Linda contribution. Row after row of zeros in D. Thursday morning my phone vibrated itself off the nightstand. 43 missed calls, all Linda. Then the text, "You're overreacting. He's my husband. Think about your father. This is financial abuse. You're jealous because you have no family of your own." I left voicemails. Calm ones, furious ones. One where she was crying so hard the words smeared together like wet ink. Another where Kayla screamed in the background. "You're literally trying to kill Grandpa." I let them stack. At 9:17 a.m., an email from Willow Creek's billing office. Payment declined for November. Balance due $3,000. Please remit within 10 days to avoid discharge planning. I forwarded it to myself. Saved the PDF and went for a run until my lungs burned. By noon, the Helpful Hens chat had a new member, Mason. He posted a TikTok of himself lip-syncing to some sound about family cutting you off for clout. Caption, "Real ones know." Kayla commented, "Period. He's mad he can't control us anymore." Linda liked it and added, "Some people can't handle boundaries." Aunt Denise wrote, "Praying for peace." Cousin Travis posted a popcorn gif. I muted the thread and opened a new spreadsheet, family contributions. Kayla, $0, Mason, $0, Linda, $11,400 over 4 years. I'd seen the folder she'd bring later, me $288,000 and counting. Friday, I worked from home, headphones in, pretending the world wasn't on fire. At 6:42 p.m., my Ring camera pinged, Linda's white Escalade in the driveway, headlights cutting through the drizzle. She got out holding a Whataburger bag and a Kroger grocery sack. I watched her on the app for a full minute, hair plastered to her forehead, mascara bleeding down cheeks that usually looked airbrushed. She looked smaller than I remembered, like the rain had deflated her. I opened the door, "Alex," her voice cracked on the second syllable. "Can we talk?" I stepped aside. She smelled like wet synthetic wool and the vanilla little tree she hung from the rear view. She set the bags on my kitchen island, hands trembling. Inside the Whataburger, 2 honey butter chicken biscuits, Dad's favorite. The grocery bag held a manila folder thick as a phone book. "I brought proof," she said, pushing the folder toward me, "of what I've paid." I opened it, bank statements, canceled checks, a spiral notebook with dates and amounts in purple ink. Total, $11,400 over 4 years. I did the math in my head, less than 4 months of what I'd been sending. The latest entry was $200 for Dad's birthday cake from Nothing Bundt Cakes. I closed the folder. "That's not the point," I said. "Then what is?" She was crying again, quieter this time. "You want to hurt me?" "Fine, but your dad, he asked for you today." Kept saying Captain and pointing at the door. The words landed like a slap. I poured her a glass of water she didn't drink. We stood there while the refrigerator hummed. Finally, I asked the question I'd been swallowing for days. "Why uninvite me?" She looked at the floor. "Kayla's boyfriend is coming. He's conservative. Doesn't like that you're." She gestured vaguely at my pride flag magnet on the fridge, the one I'd had since college, and the framed photo of me and my ex at Austin Pride. I didn't want drama. I laughed, a sound like breaking glass. "You disinvited me from my own father's last coherent Thanksgiving because Kayla's boyfriend might clutch his pearls over a magnet." Linda flinched. "It's not just that. You're always judging. The way you look at my posts, the way you correct Mason's grammar. Kayla says you make her feel small. Kayla hasn't paid a bill since high school. She's finding herself. She's 22 and still using your Costco card. Linda's face hardened. You think money makes you better than us? You think because you code apps and live in a fancy condo you get to decide who's family? I decide who pays for Dad's care when you won't. She opened her mouth, closed it. Outside, thunder rolled over the cul-de-sac. I told her to leave the biscuits, take the folder, and go. She hesitated at the door. The home called, she whispered. They're starting discharge paperwork Monday if the balance isn't cleared. They'll move him to the state facility in Terrell. No window, shared bathroom. I closed the door, locked it, set the alarm. Saturday I drove to Dallas unannounced. Willow Creek smelled like cinnamon and antiseptic. Dad was in the garden room, staring at a jigsaw puzzle of hot air balloons. When he saw me, his face lit up. Captain, you fixed the leak in the treehouse. I knelt so we were eye level. Working on it, Dad. We sat for an hour. He told me the same story about the time we caught a catfish bigger than my head. I recorded it on my phone. When the aide said visiting hours were ending, Dad grabbed my wrist with surprising strength. Don't let them take my window. I promised I wouldn't. Sunday I paid the $3,000 online, one time, no auto-renew. I emailed the director, new payment plan pending family discussion. Then I drafted a contract on my laptop, simple, notarized later. Linda would assume 50% of future costs, documented monthly. If she missed 2 payments, I'd resume full responsibility but she'd lose visitation rights to the private room. Harsh, maybe, but Dad's comfort wasn't negotiable. Monday morning I drove back to Austin, contract in a folder on the passenger seat. Linda texted a photo of the dining table, now set for 10, one chair conspicuously empty. No caption. I didn't reply. Tuesday the helpful hens chat dissolved. Kayla started a new one without me called Harper Holidays. Mason sent a private message. Mom's freaking out. Says you're trying to kill Dad. Kayla told everyone at school you're gay and hate family. I blocked him. Wednesday Thanksgiving Eve, I cooked for one. A small turkey breast, box stuffing, a bottle of Malbuck. My phone buzzed at 11:47 p.m. A Venmo request from Linda, $1,500. Memo, Dad half. No message. I approved it, then blocked her on the app. Thanksgiving Day I ate on the couch watching the Cowboys lose. 3:12 p.m. My doorbell camera caught Linda again, this time holding a foil pan. She left it on the mat, tofurkey and cranberry sauce from a can. Posted on top, I'm sorry. I left it for the raccoons. Friday I notarized the contract and mailed it certified to Willow Creek with instructions to share with Linda only after she signed. I included a cover letter. This is what family contribution looks like. Sign or don't. Dad stays either way. Saturday silence. Sunday a new email from the director. A mess. Linda signed. First payment received. Your father asked for captain again today. I drove up Monday. Dad was asleep. But the puzzle was finished. Hot air balloons floating over a perfect blue sky. On the windowsill someone had placed a single honey butter chicken biscuit in a Ziploc. Still warm. No note. I ate half and left the rest for Dad when he woke up. The next 6 months settled into a rhythm. Linda's payments hit the first of every month. $1,500 exactly. No emojis. She started texting logistics only. Schedule changes. Dad's new favorite song. Turns out he loves Post Malone now. Kayla unfollowed me after I commented on her GoFundMe for textbooks. With a screenshot of the $1,200 I'd Venmo'd her last semester. Mason started community college. I anonymously paid his first tuition bill through the financial aid office. He'll never know. Thanksgiving this year is at my place. Table for 6. Me. Dad in his wheelchair. 2 aides. My coworker Priya who lost her own dad last year. And her golden retriever. Linda asked if she could bring green bean casserole. I said yes. But she's paying for the ingredients. She replied with a thumbs up emoji. First one she's ever sent me. Dad doesn't remember the fight. Doesn't remember the texts or the 2 a.m. doorbell. But every time I visit he points to the oak tree outside his window and says, "Captain fixed the leak." I let him believe it. Some debts you pay forward. Some you just stop carrying. If this story moved you, if you felt the betrayal, the justice, or the redemption deep inside, please take a moment to hit like. It tells me this story mattered. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your words don't just echo. They inspire the next story. And if you believe in stories that stand for truth, loyalty, and poetic justice, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell.